All right. No card. Nothing on the back. All right.
This ain't you. Wanna think.
Let's go to the video.
My jeans, man. I'm glad I'm recording.
As a house for sale on the market, can attest to, there are many likes and dislikes that a buyer can identify with. As a home is prepped for final viewing, so is the process of my public speaking. The problems that I encounter during my speeches are very relatable. They can help someone see that we all experience some of the same issues during our speeches. Just as when we compare our dream house to a house that we are trying to buy or want to buy. I've given 2 speeches so far to the class with very similar results and noticed a consistent pattern. I've completed many of my fellow classmates' evaluations and have found some very helpful tips. I have many strengths and weaknesses in my public speaking, much like a house is for sale. In the public speaking process, researching and outlining is no problem for me, but I struggle with forgetting words and possible audience disconnect with my message. A better understanding of a house can be viewed by viewing its overall history, much like I view the research phase of my speeches. Why do I love researching and outlining? First of all, when I start my research for my topic for my speeches, I try to draw on personal experience or knowledge I may have, situations that I may have had in the past, or lectures or anything I may have can draw on. Then after that, I go to the library, try to find relevant books and magazines and newspapers, anything in the library database that can help me. I try to find more resources than I need, so that once it's time for me to do my outline and my speech, I can whittle it down with ease. As I construct my outline, it helps me create solid points for my speeches. I try to provide one piece of evidence for each point while providing a variety of supporting materials and trying to distribute them evenly so it'll be nice and coherent. As I continue to finish my speech, I try to visualize me stepping up in front of everybody and through my outline, try to begin in the middle with my main body and finishing the speech. To help me along with the process, everybody uses note card, but I really enjoy using note card, and the way I write it, helps me transition from each point to point, transition to conclusions. Just as our home is, not only have we learned the strong suits that in my public speaking process, let's learn the ones that I have to work on. Forgetting words and audience disconnect with my message are always a problem in my head when I'm about to give my speeches. For instance, when I'm practicing my speech alone, there's always spots in my speech where I think I'm going to forget a word, or I do forget a word, and I try to pinpoint those spots and practice them over and over instead of the ones that I'm comfortable with. Just as anybody that can give a speech, every time before a speech, I get nervous and anxious. I don't know how you get both at the same time. My hands start sweating. I get kind of, I get uneasy. It's just I'm not comfortable yet with giving speeches. But as I give my speech, I try to look in everybody's eyes and make sure they're understanding and see if I'm coherent. Some people they understand, but it's just I think I'm not connecting, and sometimes I try too hard, So, but it's just like it's much like a house is when people come through it and they're looking for it. They're sizing the house up, seeing how this I like this, I like that. That's how when I'm giving my speeches, I think the audience is not connecting with me, So now that we've seen what I need to work on, let's recap. My public speaking has some high points and some points that I need to work on. We can all learn from our problem areas and continue to improve upon them. Our home has many strengths and weaknesses that are very unique. I love researching and outlining for my speeches, but again, I struggle with forgetting words and possible audience disconnect with the message that I'm trying to provide. In anything we do, there are going to be parts that we struggle with and parts that we like. much like the process of my public speaking and probably everybody else's public speaking as well. So we need to remember that even in a new house, it takes a lot of work for it to become a home.